ओम सदाशिवसमारंभां शंकराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुसाक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। भज गोविंदम गोविंदम भज मूढ़मते। संप्राप्ते सन्हिते काले नहि रक्षति डंक्रंचकरणे। भज गोविंदम गोविंदम भज मूढ़मते। गोविंदम भज मूढ़मते। So I will try my best to manage. What else to do? No problem. However, Jyoti has made a little recording, so we'll try to see. As we have been discussing this point, this Bhaja Govindam text name earlier was called as Moha Mudgara, up to 12 verse. So Moha means, as you know, delusion. Mudgara means hammer. So how the hammer is useful to hit on moha, on delusion. So these are the verses called hammering your delusion. As you know how this delusion is being developed, which in Bhagavad Gita nicely highlighted. Dhyayato vishayan pumsah संगः तेषु उपजायते संगात् संजायते कामः कामात् क्रोधो विजायते क्रोधात् भवति सम्मोहः. So this moha, there is sammoha little further. This is how happens. The delusion happens. This is the process. So you can say that you wherever project the sense of enjoyment, whatever is the object of sense of enjoyment or sense of security, that becomes your object of attachment, object of closeness, object of dependence. And once this dependence starts, of course the closeness, the proximity will be highlighted. Once this closeness or proximity comes, then we like to have it again and again. There should not be any separation. And once this separation happens because of something or other, because it has to happen, because whatever is connected in time, that has to be separated in time. So once some separation happens, or you feel that it may get separated, or there will be distance, then disturbance comes, agitation comes. That is called anger. And of course, if you cannot manage anger, or you manage anger whichever way, then what happens? Now mind is completely deluded. Because there is deep within, there is some type of loss, there is some type of priority that is missing in your life. Remember, something you want, but the situation demands different thing altogether. So you are in the conflict. So when you are in the zone of conflict, please understand, when you are in the zone of conflict, that is called delusion. So a deluded person has knowledge. But the problem here is the person has knowledge but not able to overcome. This is the problem. So here is a beautiful way of looking at this particular, we call it called pratipaksha bhavana. So Pratipaksha Bhavana means dwell upon carefully the limitations of whatever you are dwelling upon, wherever you are depending upon. Constantly, you don't have to run away, but you need to keep dwelling upon wherever you depend upon, whatever your object of insecurity, or wherever you want to be close. So there you need to do Pratipaksha Bhavana. So keep dwelling upon seeing the limitations of it. So this is what is being highlighted in these verses that we'll see very carefully. So the first verse highlighted very carefully, that we have seen it, but let me summarize. Generally, mind is extrovert. So when I say extrovert, mind always wants to make us get occupied in different ways, in different things. Because as long as mind, remember, drives us crazy, that long mind is comfortable. That time your mind is very good. This is the truth, this is the reality. As long as mind makes you drive crazy, is able to engage wherever it wants, and of course you run behind, you fulfill, you take care of your mind, that long your mind is a fantastic tool for you. But the moment you don't listen to your mind, why? Starting with, let us say, situation does not support, the surrounding does not support, time does not support, your resources does not support, your health does not support. There are 1,000 factors that why you should not be able to fulfill or listen to your mind. So the moment mind understands that this person is no more going to listen to me, not able to follow me, then what happens? The mind becomes restless. That is how the simple phenomenon of the mind, okay? Now when the mind becomes restless, now again wants to occupy in many ways, in different ways. So in the process, those who are little bit smart, those who have got little bit insight towards the mind, what they do is they want to run away, escape, in being engaged in different ways. So that you postpone your mind, means you just divert your mind, what we call as, so that your mind does not create that much problem at that moment. That is how people become alcoholic. That is how people become workaholic. Please understand, there is no difference between alcoholic and workaholic, okay? Both are one and same, okay? So people become all sort of, people get addicted to many things because of this reason. And here is being said, a elderly person at the end of his life. Now what happens? He is now busy to study grammar rule, so that he will understand grammar. Then after understanding grammar, he will study the scripture. Then after studying the scripture, he will understand himself. You understand? Hey, why didn't you start long before? Not the moment, any moment you may fall down. So here is being highlighted this point very carefully. Do whatever to be done at a given time. Don't postpone. Because every of us want to postpone things in life. This is not the time, I will do later on. Please understand. If you say this is not time, I will do later on, it will never happen. Whatever you want to do, you have to do now and here. There is nothing called postponement. So postponement is nothing but the expression of your laziness in our language called tamasic aspect. When you are under the spell of tamas, that time you postpone. And the one who is under the spell of tamas all the time suddenly wants to be sattvic. Will it be possible? This is the elderly person is going through. You understand the concept? So there is being highlighted. Do what is to be done. Now this is the time for you to understand yourself. You don't have to be scholarly. Yes, suppose you are a young person, you could have done it. Now you don't have to. Try to get exposed to the teaching directly. But why you want to prove yourself at this age? You understand? That I am a grammarian, I know grammar, Sanskrit, to show up. That is how people are engaged in life. That time you are extrovert because you want to prove yourself. There is some type of sense of insecurity in you. There is some type of discomfort in you. There is some type of rejection in you. Because unless there is a rejection, discomfort and insecurity in you, there is no need to prove anything to anybody in your life. So that's why here he says what? Seek Govinda, pursue Govinda. So now you need to bring Govinda. So Govinda means what? Here, starting with God for outsider, for let us say the one who does not know anything. But later on, what is that God? That God is none other than me. So instead of being extrovert, try to see yourself. See where is your insecurity. See where is your discomfort. See why you are not being accepted by yourself. So this is the first verse and it continues. Now the next verse, let us read. Beautiful one. The first hit, the first hammering. Mudha jahihi dhanagama trushnam kuru sadbuddhi manasi vitrushnam yallabhase nija karmopatam vittam tena vinodaya chittam Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudhamate, Govindam Bhaja Mudhamate. Generally, if you observe your life, mind always goes out. In order to seek security. Seeking security is the first priority. So when you say seeking security, so we project the wealth is security. That's why everybody is crazy for wealth. Very nicely, in one place, Sarve Janaha Kanchanam Asrayanti. Sarve Janaha, all human beings, run after, run behind. In fact, they take shelter in the Kanchanam. Those days, Kanchanam means gold, okay? So gold stands for the prosperity. Because once upon a time, because nowadays this wealth definition has changed. Earlier it was gold, then cattle, because cattle, all these things, they were also prosperity, land and cattle. Then slowly it becomes what? Currency. Now currency is out, now is digital, okay? All figures called wealth. So everything has changed day by day, it is changing. That's why you can see when calamity happens. So just I'll give you a beautiful example how this kanchanam gold is always as wealth. All other wealth fluctuates, especially during this corona time. The gold price went up because all of them, all over the world, people got scared. God knows what is going to happen, whether the currency will be okay or not, all the bonds will be okay or not. Everybody got really, so everybody started investing on gold. Interestingly, the day Russia declared that we have come up with the vaccination, same day the gold price fell down like anything. So people became secure. Now this is the time to sell it. Okay, now let us get into different investment. However, what I am trying to say is, the first point here is people want security in their life. And when people think that is my security, the wealth will make me secure. This is called confusion. This is the delusion. Mudha jahihi. Hey mudha, oh deluded person. Jahihi. Give up this idea. Give up this notion. What sort of notion? That you think that the wealth is going to make you secure in life. So that means the wealthiest person must be secure person. I will give you a beautiful example. This is what the Purana helps us directly. Because when we look at, for example, if we say the richest person in the world, whether he is secure or not, we cannot find out. There will be a lot of versions, lot of confusion. So we have a healthiest person, okay, called Kuvera. So Kuvera, who is the, the treasurer of all treasury. So all wealth belongs to him. He is scared. He was scared too much. And especially when Ravana was there, Ravana happens to be his brother, okay? Ravana snatched away everything from him. Including Pushpaka Vimanam. The first flight that ever we had, okay? Because Ravana was, this Kuvera was having a Vimanam. And interestingly, that Vimanam is a flight. It can move with the mind speed, and also it can expand as you want. It can accommodate as many as people possible. Also it can become smaller also. However, coming back, so he was also scared. Means this Kuvera was scared because his brother tried to snatch away forcefully everything from him. Just understand, all these are in Purana. Means the richest person, the wealthiest person also insecure. In fact, the more you are richer, the more problem for you. How to manage? It is like they say very nicely, those who do not have hair, they have a problem. You understand? Those who do not have hair, they have problem. Because how to get hair? They do all sort of things to get hair. And those people think, wow, if I can get hair, nothing like that. Those who have hair, they have much more problem. I hope you understand this point. Every day hair falls down, you understand? Not only there is a sense of loss, one day I will become bald. The worst thing is everywhere hair falls, you understand? You go to bathroom, hair falls, in your bedroom, hair falls, in your drawing room, anywhere and everywhere hair falls. Is another nuisance. So that means if you don't have hair, there is a problem. If you have hair also, there is a problem. Can you see this point? So if you don't have money, wealth, problem. If you have wealth also, problem. But what people think? So this is called delusion. If I have money, if I have wealth, all my problem will be solved. So you impose problem, or you associate a problem with lack of money. It's not truth, it's not reality. This is called here delusion. So that's why what happens? Because you impose this thing, then there is a trishna, there is a thirst, there is a strong desire. And what is that desire? I want to have more and more wealth. Let me get more and more wealth. Let me amass wealth. Then what happens? Just observe. Day by day you become richer. In the eyes of or maybe others. But deep within, do you feel that you are richer? In fact, day by day, sometimes you feel you are more and more insecure. At least you will be feel insecure with reference to this ED people. In India, we call ED people, okay? So this financial police. Definitely you will be afraid of them. But those fellows will come at any moment. And once they come means you are finished. So there is another group because to be afraid of. A common person doesn't bother about financial police. Who are you? Maybe a common person will be afraid of common police. Okay, you understand? Civil police, those who are common police. Not financial police. So here he says beautifully that you have a trishna, you have a desire, you have a thirst. How the thirsty person does not look at anything. The first priority is how to drink some water. So also the priority in your life is what? To amass wealth. Let the money come. Because deep within you think, without money, my life is nothing. With money, my life will be everything. This is a wrong thing to think. Because money is important. No doubt in it. But it has capacity to get exchanged. That has got exchange power. If the money doesn't have exchange power, will you like to keep it? We had a beautiful example few years back when this government, the present Prime Minister, that time he was also Prime Minister in his previous term, when he declared a demonetization. Evening 8 o'clock comes to the television and says, till 12 o'clock night, whatever money, this currency, 500 and 1000 rupees currency is useful. After that, invalid, has no value at all. If you want to exchange, you need to go to the bank, and through the bank, you have to exchange it. The moment he declared, I am not telling you jokes, people started looking at. And you cannot believe it. The best joke was, and sad part is, every ladies in India, means all housewives, they keep money anywhere and everywhere. It means anywhere, everywhere means inside the rice bag, this, that, everywhere they put the money, okay, to hide from husband. They did not know what to do. All money came out. And one case I can tell you openly, the fellow came and told me, Swamiji, morning I asked, saying that day morning he had asked his mother, begged him, can you give me some 25,000 rupees? And begged my mother and my wife, give me 25, at least put together if you can give me 25 rupees so that I have to pay to somebody. I don't have and there is some issue today. Please help me. My mother shouted at me. Because being mother, and wife said, you never give money. How can you ask this thing? You think that I have money or what? And I really, got shouting from left, right. Then after that I had to keep quiet. And when it became evening, this announcement, you should see that night, the way wife started talking to me. I said, okay, come to the point. That lady did not give me 25,000 rupees. And she was holding more than 2 lakhs of rupees cash. Please take it, can you exchange me? Even if you give me 50%, I am ready to take you. Receive from you. 50% is enough for me. And of course he said, next day mother came up with a bigger amount, bigger denomination. So coming back here, So money has exchange power, because recently we have seen in India, if that currency loses its exchange power, I am not telling you jokes, in India unofficially I am trying to tell you, now this old current 500 and 1000 plentifully available, because it has no value at all. So that means you need to look at money, you need to look at wealth, which has got exchange power. That means it is supposed to be exchanged. Can you see this point? Not to keep it hoarded. That's why another name of Lakshmi is called Chanchala. Lakshmi means prosperity. So goddess of prosperity. Other name is called Chanchala. That which keeps moving. As long as it keeps moving, that long is fantastic. You can see this corona, present corona. Same people, everything is same. But now all over the world, economy has gone down. Why? Because money did not move. Lakshmi is stagnant. Lakshmi is insecure. You understand? Everybody is holding and holding. God knows what is going to happen tomorrow. Now there is a big crisis all over the world. That's why they have created this air bubble, so that let Chanchala keep moving. You understand? More Chanchala keeps moving, everything will be perfect. So here, may you understand this concept very carefully. That money is not the object of security. And if you think money is the object of security, you will keep hoarding and you will become more and more insecure. That's why learn to spend money. Don't impose your insecurity upon wealth. Mudha jahihi dhanagama trishna. Or else what will happen? Your trishna, your desire, your thirst for money will keep increasing in such a way that you will only looking at how much is coming today, how much is coming today. That's why these people make always balance it. And remember, life is not all about making a balance it. Making, okay, how much profit? Remember yourself. From your childhood, what was your balance sheet? Now, what is your balance sheet? Definitely, somewhere or other, it must have increased. There is no doubt in it. This is general tendency. Now, when it has increased, really your security has increased, or your insecurity has increased. Along with the balance sheet, as the balance sheet increases, your security should be increased. You should be more secure. But it never happens. Because, in fact, we become more attached and we waste a lot of time in order to protect money rather than protecting ourselves. Remember, money is must. Money is required to protect myself, not me to protect money. This is the point to be understood. Money is must required to protect myself, but not me to protect money. I must not waste my time in order to protect money and money. Yes, let me spend some time so that I am being protected. That is called healthy approach. That's why he says, Yalla hase nija karmo patam. Whatever comes because of your work. Whatever comes. May you start living with that. That means don't go crazy. Don't compare and compete with others unnecessarily. The problem with people is always they compare and compete. And the comparison and competition is so strong in me. In fact, that makes me more insecure. That's why the richest people are more insecure, not because of the riches. Please understand. Riches, the wealth never makes anybody insecure. After all, Lakshmi. How can Lakshmi make anybody insecure? Impossible. But along with this comes what? Comparison and competition. So when you have money, you have better comparison, better competition. You understand, your field increases. To compare yourself, to compete with others. So you use money, or you hold on to money for comparison and competition. If not with others, with yourself. Oh, last year I had this much money in bank account, now this much. There is some comparison, you understand? Either you compare with others or you compare with yourself. So whole life you start comparing yourself and competing either with others. If nothing, nobody is there, you start competing with yourself. Competing with yourself, is it healthy? Forget about competing with others. That's why it says, whatever comes on your way, that's why learn to accept prarabdha. Because when you were born, did you have any money? When you were born, you were born without anything. Now everything has come on your way. And if everything, even if everything goes out, so what? If you understand prarabdha, we have discussed in details in Tattvabodha. I'll take 2 more minutes, sorry. If you really understand prarabdha, will you be afraid of that lack of money? Will create any fear in you? So that's why, whatever comes, because of your work, because of your prarabdha and purushartha, both remember. Whatever comes because of your both purushartha and prarabdha, enjoy life. Vittam tena vinodaya chittam. Then what you need to do? Really, you need to be happy and contented. That means learn not to compare and compete with others, nor within one's own self. So keep reminding yourself. This is called, having a healthy attitude with reference to prosperity. More of it we'll see tomorrow. Please close your eyes. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamada Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.